Evening, everyone. This vlog is going to be about how I came to get Brody. And in order to do that, I'm going to take you back in time a little bit to my previous eventing career. However, this isn't the first time I've recorded this vlog. I started recording it about 3 weeks ago, but my hair was such a mess. I've had my hair done today, so I thought I'd redo it. Hello, everyone. Firstly, I'd like to apologise for the massive gap in between vlogs. I'm not very good at staying on top of them, and I find the editing quite daunting. Anyway, bear with. So yeah, I'm going to take you back in time a little bit to my previous career at eventing. I was very lucky to get the ride on a horse called the Bullet, who was incredibly quirky, very tricky. He was very difficult to get on. He was very tense, very unsettled, and if he started rodeoing, you were coming off. But I had an amazing relationship with him. I absolutely loved him, and I built up a good relationship, and I ended up doing really well with him. I ended up going to 5-star, was 4-star then, 5-star. And I ended up coming third at Burghley Horse Trials, which was amazing. It was incredible. And it was after a lot of hard work. I'm going to insert some clips of Bullet and my time at Burghley. I did Burghley 3 times. The first year I did it, I think I had a run out, but he went very well. The second year I came 18th, clear. And then the third year I came third. So I'm now going to pause for a bit and show you some inserts. I look about 12.
It's Francis Hay-Smith that caught the judge's eye most. 3.5 points ahead of Karen Dixon. And look at Mark Todd, the master of the catch ride, right in behind. And the significance is that just a little over 10 marks covers the top 20 riders. And those 20 riders include Tina Gifford, Ian Stark, 2 for Andrew Nicholson, and Mary King, who was second here last year. Justine Ward with the Bullet. All shown their best form here at Burghley, but did the test of their life to finish on 48.8 and in 4th place. So she looks in determined mood.
In Italy, this horse is really talented. Makes the odd mistake occasionally, but just through over-enthusiasm. You can see the expression on his face. Come on, mother, let me get at it. Spring to burn, rather like Dr. Dolittle, who's out on the course at the moment. Just bring him back now and let him look before he pops off this big drop down into the bottom of the leaf pit.
The Bullet coming down to the trout hatchery. I must say this course really is being made to look very easy, but believe me, it's not. And this girl really setting about it, meaning business. Well, attacking riding has always been the key to success. It's been the key to many of the gold medals that Great Britain has won, and we're certainly seeing it to good effect. We're seeing riders who really haven't done it before, setting about it and getting the results.
Road. This time it's the Bullet. Just looks quite quick in, down, short stride. She's taking the longer route. My goodness, she's doing it quickly though. Just turns back now. I would think she's probably only lost 3 or 4 seconds there. And of course it is much safer because a corner, there's always the risk of running out at a corner. You can see the sand on the course, which has been put down on the slightly harder parts. The rest of it has been completely watered from the Bullet pulling just a little bit in front of this big parallel, just being set up for it. A lovely jump there. Now, get him back. Yes, she's back to the trot. He's a little disorganised. She's missed. Hang on. She has hung on. What a bit of stickability there. Amazing piece of riding. Should be only too pleased to stay out of the water, that's for sure.
So some disappointment.
Now, covering the ground.
Stephen Hulse's the Bullets still within sight of another inside the time here. She really has ridden with all determination.
And now towards the end of the course, at the new drawbridge fence, where you jump right over the moat onto the lawn in front of the house, and then back over the ha-ha wall, as it's called. And then only to the end of another very successful round comes the bullet. Justin just dashing for home, really pushing him on now, trying to catch every last second. She's going to be 1 or 2 out, 9 seconds over. But a great round, I'm sure she'll be very chuffed with that.
It's just been so good because I've had problems at corners with him, and I walked the course with Mark Todd and he just said, you know, kick on, and this is a lot, and it was brilliant, everything worked, so thrilled. So my Christmases at once.
Well, it certainly did work. She's into 3rd place, but Too Smart can get Andrew Nicholson, who has 2 bites of the cherry. He had 3 fences down. But despite that, he was still very much in the hunt. Ian Stark with the young Mr. McKinnon had gone very well across the country. They found show jumping a little more difficult. With 1 fence down coming to the final treble, they incurred 2 more. The 15 faults in all put them down 1 place to finish 9th. So to Dag Albert from Sweden, nice and easy.
Mind on the job. And his mind can't be fully on the job. There's a lot to look at in this arena, and he's already had the 2nd fence down. Expensive at this stage. And now that big spread. And another one gone. She's now gradually starting to drop down the places. Steady, Karen, hold him, don't let him... And again, he's charging into the fences a little bit. He's not quite coming back to her. She's trying to just steady him and set him up, but thinks he's still going cross-country, I think.
Well, show jumping has never proved easy for the British, and I'm afraid Karen rather shows that again. 3 fences down, and she drops down the order. She drops into 6th place, and Dag Albert still leads. So Justine Ward currently lying 4th with a bullet, 52.4. She's never, ever been in a scenario like this before. The pressure's on. She can have 1 fence down to stay in front of Dag Albert, but no more.
Wow, and she's had her 1, so from now on she's going to have to go clear if she's going to hold her position. She's still in the very early stages of the course. 12 fences in all to jump. And of course, this is where experience comes in when the pressure is on, and she wouldn't have suffered under too much of this type of pressure before now. Nicely through that. Just wants to keep her head, keep him calm. Turn quite tightly into the fences so she doesn't get time faults, because those 2 could affect her score. Another one of these dreaded uprights. And it's gone too. That's her, dropped her position. Dag Albert's gone into the lead yet again. Justin Ward now in 2nd position. And again, even more pressure on her. Because no matter how great your concentration, it has to be depressing when you feel yourself dropping down the line.
Well, Dag Albert can't believe his luck. There are 2 more to jump, remember. But she has just given a little more breathing space. It just stays the 2. It just stays the 2. She drops 1 place, no more at the moment. It will depend on the other 2 to jump. She's been part of a training scheme by the British selectors, and it certainly has worked. And gets his first major. Dag Albert proves that clear rounds can pay, moving from 7th to 2nd, and a ride for a lifetime of Justine Ward's. Mark Weisbecker, the best of the Americans. 2 promising...
So you probably all had a giggle at me by now, and my cringy little interview on Grandstand, which many of you may not remember. And yes, as a consequence of Bullet's success, I did get quite a lot of rides. I'd got a few rides by then anyway for owners. But most of the rides I had and I was sent by owners were quirky ones with issues. So I had a yard full. I had 8 event horses that I was competing for owners. I loved it. It was a lot of fun. It was a lot of hard work. But as I say, a lot of them are very quirky. I just got married and I was starting to have a family. So I had Tilly and I was still competing. That was my main job. I was, like I said, lucky enough to have a lot of owners, and that paid for my eventing. All of the horses were owned by owners. And I had some success, but like I said, a lot of the horses were very quirky. They came to me with napping issues or previous issues. And I was doing quite well. And then I had a lovely owner who bought me a very nice horse. In fact, she bought me a couple of very nice horses. And the mare, one particular mare she bought me, went up to 3-star, which would now be 4-star. I then had another child. I'd had Joseph. And it was getting harder with 2 children. And like I said, I got a yard full of very quirky horses and this one very good mare. And she did, unfortunately, Bullet had injured himself and had retired. I did have Bullet until he was 30. And he was just an amazing horse. And yes, the mare was that I got had gone to Bramham. She'd gone to Blenheim and gone clear, and then she went to Bramham, and I had an issue at a drop fence, and we'd been concerned about her feet, and I'd spoken to the owner and said, look, I'm a bit worried. I think there's an issue with her feet. So we had that looked at, and there was an issue, but which was treatable, but she needed some time off. So I said to the owner, I really would like to have a 3rd child. Many of my owners weren't overly impressed with that. I think not all of them, but some of them were like, well, we've got this event horse, and how are you going to manage with 3 children? And actually, it was a bit of a wake-up call. And I spoke to Jill, who I had the lovely mare Nellie, and I said I want a 3rd child. And she said, well, why don't we put Nellie in foal? And I said, great. So that's what we did. That's what we decided to do. The choice to put Nellie in foal, and I've obviously worked with Pippa Funnell at Ruth McMullen's yard. She was a great friend. We lived together in a cottage for several years, and they were just getting going with their Billy studs. William had got Kevin Z and a few others, and I phoned Pippa up and I said, I've got Nellie. I'd been down for lessons actually with William and Pippa. I'm going to breed from her. And I really liked, I can't remember the name of his, it began with V. I'm so bad with names. This particular stallion William had. And William said, look, if I were you, I wouldn't put her to him because she is a bit quirky, and she was a bit quirky. Put her to Kevin Z. He's lovely, and he's just a much better match. And so I put Kevin Z to Nellie, and I had Maddie, and Nellie had Ned. And it was just a joy. I pretty much got rid of all my owners apart from Jill Benyon, who's just fabulous with me. And Ned was just a lovely big foal, striking horse. And I got 3 children, 1 7, 1 5, and 1 a baby. I was teaching a lot, and I just stopped eventing, really. I had the odd horse that I did a few things with. I was show jumping. I broke Ned in, and I started show jumping him, and I started hunting him, and I was just really enjoying the children. And so really organically, I just stopped eventing. Did family things. I was still riding a lot. We were doing team chases, always riding, always jumping. And but no flat work, no eventing. I had the odd horse for old owners that they'd say, would I event? And I'd sort of get on it and do a couple of events, and then it would have a holiday. But it was very low key. They were all just novice, I think. And yeah, time went by in a flash. And fast forward 15, well, nearly 18 years. And two older children had left school and left uni. And Maddie was just about to leave school, and she was coming into her A levels. And Ned was 15, and I just really had hunted him and team chased him. And I thought, do you know what? I think I'm ready. It had obviously had quite a few thoroughbreds that I'd retrained, and Charlie had been pointing, and he'd ridden around the national in the fox hunters. So we always with horses, always having a lot of fun. But I just felt like it was time to do some competing again. I felt I was missing it, and I hadn't for many years because I was just having fun. And unfortunately, Ned was a bit like a llama. He had an amazing jump and he moved really well, but he did not particularly excel in the flat work, which in reality, his mum, that was her downside. She didn't particularly enjoy the flat work. I've missed out a vital bit. Unfortunately, just after I had Maddie and Nellie had Ned, my lovely owner Jill sadly died, and she left me Ned and Nellie in her will. And Nellie had such a traumatic time having Ned, or I had such a traumatic time seeing Ned being born, because we had a job to get him out. We nearly lost both of them. I decided not to breed from her anymore, and she'd consequently since retired. So I'd got Ned, and we'd got the bloodhounds by then, and Ned was just the most amazing fieldmaster's horse. He was brilliant. He loved it. So I felt like I wanted my own horse to compete again. I'd saved up some money, and I started to look around, and in reality, I'd, over the years, many horses, I'd helped owners look for horses. And it is quite shocking how many people, what's the word, embellish reality. And, the horses aren't often what they're meant to be, and they're meant to do this and they're not, or people think that they're really good and they're really not. So I really was pulling my hair out, and I didn't want to traipse around the countryside looking at rubbish and looking at sifting through to try and find what I wanted. I had a very specific idea in my head of what I wanted. I also didn't have a massive pot of money, and prices had gone like that with COVID. And I really, having had such a lovely horse with Ned, and he'd come from Kevin's Head, and I knew how much work and thought went into the Billy stud. And I just thought, do you know what? I really love how they do their horses. I love their breeding. I love the thought and care that goes into every single horse. I would like a Billy horse. And they just started doing their auctions, their online auctions. And I know Pippa had managed to get herself one from the Billy Stud auction. I know she had to buy her own. And so I started to look, and there was an online auction coming up, a 4-year-old one. And I hadn't really told Charlie that I was going to bid. And I really liked the chestnut one. I'll try and see if I can find the picture of the chestnut one. I'll put it in. I really liked it. And there was another chestnut I quite liked, but it did look quite big. Anyway, I got very excited. And at one stage, I was the leading bidder on both of them, which was very scary because I'd read the small print and you couldn't back out. And actually, Pippa actually phoned me up halfway through the auction and said, Justine, are you going into dealing? And I went, no, what do I do? And she said, don't worry, I think they'll probably keep going up anyway. So I stopped bidding, thank the Lord. Unfortunately, I didn't get them. They went out of my price bracket, and So that was that. And the next auction that was coming up was for unbroken 3-year-olds. And I have broken in a lot of horses in my time. I used to do that as a living. And I didn't want to do that again. I'm old and broken, and I thought I really don't want a 3-year-old. And very good friend Jill up the road said, "Come on, Justine, you can always get somebody else to break it in." She was getting as excited about me buying a horse as I was. So I then looked at the next auction, and there was a mare and Brody he was the last in the auction that I liked the look of. Anyway, the mare quickly went for more money than I could afford. And I started to bid on Brody, and I got to I think I got to about 6,000-7,000. And I thought, oh, I don't know. Do I really want a 3-year-old? I haven't seen him. I'd just seen his videos. God, I'm mad. And I started to panic, and I stalled. And Pippa actually phoned me, and she said, "I can see you're bidding. He's a really nice horse, Justin. Keep bidding. He's really sweet. He looks lovely. And the video of him loose schooling, apparently the one that they did for the thing, William had said he actually jumped better than that, but on the day when they filmed him, he wasn't at his best. I still thought it looked amazing. So I bid twice more, and I was so excited I won him. So this is the auction picture of his lot number of Brody jumping. You can see why I liked him. And this is the day I picked him up, posing for a picture with William. I literally sat on him. This was one of the first hacks out I had when I got home. And this is also one of his auction lot pictures. And this is the first time that Lucy rode him, and he was a 3-year-old, and I mean, look how weak he was there. And yeah, this is one of his first events in his first season. He's come a long way. So I immediately phoned Pippa, or she phoned me. We were very excited, lots of screaming, and I said, the only problem is I don't want to break him in. And she said, well, I'll ask William if the chap, and they use a chap called Will Plunkett, if he will break him in for you. And very kindly, they organised that. And so Brody went out in the field at the Billy Stud and then straight to Will Plunkett. So I bought him, and I still hadn't seen him, which was really just bizarre. Yeah, and it was a good nearly 3 months later that I got the phone call to say he's broken in, he's back at the yard, come and pick him up. So that was quite nerve-wracking. So Charlie and I we went down to the Billy Stud, went to stay for the weekend, and yeah, met Brody for the first time. He was much more compact and smaller than he looked on the video, but still thought he was amazing. The lads rode him around in their indoor school, and then I got on him. And to start with, that was entertaining because we went to get on him in the indoor school, and Brody sort of shit himself a bit, and I thought, oh God, I'm not going to get on him. So we took him back out to the mountain block where they normally got on him, and he was as good as gold. Got on him, went back in the indoor school, had a little trot round, and William put a little crosspole up, and I ballooned a crosspole, and I thought, wow, this is amazing. And that was it. I took him home. And yes, I'll try and find some videos of when I first had him. I've got a few of my first show and things like that. I wasn't vlogging then, I don't think, so I don't have masses of video, but I will put insert bits in. And that's it. That is the story of how I came to get Brody. And I can't tell you how delighted I am with him. I absolutely love him. This vlog is just coming out at the beginning of my 25 season. I've already done one event, and it was a complete disaster. He did a very good dressage, clear show jumping, set off on the cross country, fantastic. And I had a really bad jump at fence 11. We got stuck in the mud. He landed in a heap. I nearly fell off. It was all hideous. And the next 2 fences later, he stopped, which is so unlike him. I think he frightened himself. I think I frightened him nearly falling off. He doesn't like things like that. I think he pulled his back a bit. Had the vet, I had the physio. And since then, I've been cross-country skiing twice, and he has been great. I've just had a lovely lesson with Simon. I didn't get any video footage of it, but he was brilliant. But apart from that, he has been amazing, and it's been the best decision I've made. Like I said, their attention to detail in their breeding, in the thought process behind which horses they breed from and who they put them to, and the way they are raised until they're 3. They live in a herd, and you know, the contact they have is all positive. So he has just been a joy from the start, and I just love him. So that is my story of Brody. I'm going to an event this weekend. I'm staying at novice level, and fingers crossed that it all goes well. I'm loving my journey with him. I don't know how far I'll go. I'm just really enjoying it. I've loved getting back in. I've lost my competitive spirit. I've regained it. I am older. I'm stiffer. I'm determined to get a bit fitter this year, but I'm not starting off with great footing because I've put on a bit of winter weight. But yeah, I am loving Brody. I'm loving my journey with him. I'm loving all of you lot, loving my journey as well. Please do continue to support us and follow me. And yeah, I'm going to insert, like I said, some more footage.
Post-show jumping interview with Justine. What?
I don't think he likes spit, does he?
He was a little bit funny in the mouth, and he just dropped his back leg in it, didn't he?
Yeah.
Yeah. It was sort of almost.
We could have done with a tap down the shoulder.
Yeah. Otherwise,
Here we are at the cross-country start. Orange colours. Looking splendid. 20 seconds to go. Good luck. It's very quick to the first fence hit. Oh, great. Can't see the next jump. Galloping on well. Look at him. He's got his tail up in the air. Ooh. Don't know if we can see, but coming down towards the water, heading downhill. Lovely, bright blue there. All those are here.
crazy. I know. Oh, see what he does with the filler. No, this rail's the wrong way.
Yeah, just put that one. Oh, sorry. Wow.
Concentrate.
Just jumps everything.
Go down the grid. It might
Yep.
be a bit scrappy. You want on an angle? Oh yes.
She's in her element.
Right, concentrate, Danny. This is going to test you.
Oh, that was so good.
Missed that, I'm afraid. Take him back past it again. Welcome to Horse Heath Eventing Centre. Justine Ward. Oh, blimey. That's lots of jumping and humping and bumping. I see they've mown the grass today. Oh dear. Somebody needs to calm down a bit for some reason. It's a bit windy today, maybe. That might be the problem. Maybe the lady in the car's got a bright coloured hat on. That's better. Are we off? Yeah. Here we go. Down the middle bit. Lovely jubbly. Justine remembers the test today. She was learning it in the lorry on the way here. It was never my strong point. That's why I always stuck to the figure of 8. I never felt you could go too wrong with the figure of 8 in my pony club days. We should be videoing the whole arena or just the horse. Don't behave, fingers crossed. Seems to be quite a lot of trotting in this discipline. Quite a good day for horse riding because it's not too hot, not too cold, it's dry. We've had some rain, it's quite good ground. There we go, what's that? We might eat some grass in a minute. Yeah. It looks like he's had plenty of grass. Good boy. transition into canter. Not sure is the rider smiling or not. Looks like she's concentrating today. Got spurs on as well. I'm not sure we normally wear spurs, but oh, he's doing side steps. I think that was probably a bit of an impromptu manoeuvre. I think that's more the advanced test. Oh, here's our neighbour, Jill Mason. Good luck, Jill. She can't hear me. They ought to have a veteran riders section. Quite a few people who did it back in the day here today. I think we're near the end, thank goodness. Oh, that's handy. And fantastic. Well ridden.
This seems ages ago. This was at Milton Keynes, doing a novice. This was probably his first novice. So we've come a long way. I've really enjoyed it. He is just such a joy to work with. He's very straightforward until he's not. And then he can panic a bit. And he can also be very lazy one minute and very electric the next. But on the whole, he's very straightforward. And he is just wonderful. I love him. This is my round at Solihull. So just for variety, I'm keeping in some of the bad bits. He obviously flew around here, was going really well, was jumping well, jumping all the combinations nicely, starting to take me a bit more because he doesn't always take you. He's quite light in the contact, and I'm just checking to see whether I'm collapsing on. Oh dear, a bit of a yark in the teeth there. Good boy. So I'm coming towards the end of the course. All's gone well. I'm in a good position, nicely into the water. And we have an owl hole coming up next, which he doesn't particularly like, but I was really pleased he jumped this well. And then, of course, we have our disaster. Whoosh, splash. Yeah. Then my round at Cornbury 2-star short. He was superhero. It was a much more technical track. My dressage hadn't gone to plan particularly, but I had to do sitting trot. But he felt really good on the cross country. I was really pleased. It was quite a beefy course. Thought he was super through here. Nice through there. We've got a water now coming up. A little bit sticky there, but did the second part well. I took a bit of a wider line to the shoulder brush. He felt really confident, nicely coming down the hill to a hanging log ditch to a skinny. Really pleased with that. And then he had to run into the second water which he did really well. This wasn't so good. We nearly ran out, but bless him, he stayed. He listened to me, and then a nice finish. Very pleased with him. We're getting... it's a bit frosty this morning. Hope it's not too frosty at Poplar. I'm getting Brody fed, and then I've got to plait him, and then we head off. Yeah, hope it's not this frosty. Oh. Brody. Kelly's having to plait because my fingers just aren't working, and I've made a bit of a hash of pulling his mane. Someone's ready. Ready for the off.
Good morning!
Good morning. We're going over your bridges.
Look at
and my bridges.
This is amazing! There's the Orwell and Ipswich. Guess fucking hell, looks like we're driving into the sky.
I know. Yeah.
You alright?
I've ridden underneath this bridge.
I've sailed under here.
Yeah, and I've ridden under it.
You've ridden!
Yeah, 'cause
Look!
there's an edge that's on the
Look,
land.
I've sailed out there. So we are, is it the 1st of March?
It is the 1st of March.
1st of March, where are we going, miss?
Poplar Park.
First event of the 2025 season.
Yeah. Yeah.
There we go, we're over the bridge, we now need to concentrate. Super Groom has very few duties, but
Map reading is one.
map reading and filming is 112.
Here, he's got his pad on. He's just been a very naughty boy to put his studs in. Apparently I can carry him. Not funny. No witty commentary from my Super Grim and the commentator, I don't know why, and they also didn't start filming the beginning. So Brody worked in really, really well, really well. His medium trots were superb, but when I went in there, it just wasn't quite the same. He tensed up a bit and I probably tensed up a bit. This was his first medium trot, which was okay, but it was so much better outside, which was frustrating. I got some good marks, nice comments. This is his leg yield, which is nice, lovely crossing. A little bit late there, behind there. Nice transition, tad early, possibly. He wasn't... I just hadn't quite got him how I had outside, which was frustrating. But again, like I say, I think I probably tensed up a bit. He tensed up a little bit. It's always much smaller in those bloody arenas than you think it is. And this first medium, he was a bit crooked and his head's going side to side. That's my hand. This is the first shallow loop, 5 metre loop, which was nice. Pleased with that. And then coming to the second half of the trot. Serpentine, straight into a serpentine. It looks a little bit hurried, but it didn't feel it. And I got nice marks for this. I nearly got a 9 for my walk. And he broke, and I still got a very good mark, so I think I would have got a 9. The second medium trot was a little bit better. I can't tell you how nice they were outside. It was so disappointing. Again, leg yield. He's very good at these. Probably a little bit too much left bend. Could be a bit straighter. I lost the shoulder a bit. Nice kind of transition. I'm not sure white jumpers suit me. Give and retake. That was a bit bleh. My second medium canter was better. Still a little bit of head movement. I need to sort that out. And then, yeah, we broke here, which was disappointing because it was unnecessary. I think I felt like he was just going a little bit in leg yield, and I took my leg off and he broke. And then he broke in the walk, which again was, like I said, was disappointing because I was about to get a very good mark. I still did get a good mark. I think I got a 7 and he broke. He nearly went to scratch his nose. There, it just broke there. My trot was a little late. I almost forgot the test, but let's not tell anybody that. Half 10-metre circle to go down the centre line and halt. And to be honest, I couldn't tell you what my halt was like, so I'm looking at it with your eyes. Ooh, wide behind. Oh, the judge was very nice.
Are you smiling? Red light is on. Justine's in the ring. 34.3 dressage. 11. A little bit disappointed. Charlie's run away from me, look. He doesn't trust me to film.
He's going to go and do a landscape video.
He's going
Landscape
to
or
film as well.
Lord Livesey was clear. They go forward on their dressage score.
Landscape or portrait? I'm doing... What? Yes, look, the red light's
Well, if
on.
one goes portrait and
Here we
one
go.
goes landscape,
We
then
won't get it wrong.
as long as you both press play.
Can we have a running commentary from Madame Lahore? Lahore.
Oh, goodness. Goodness.
I can't see when I'm filming.
I think he's very shiny at the moment.
It was lovely seeing you two trotting around the other day together.
It was a sweet little video, wasn't it, that's going away?
Written by Justine
Haven't you known
Ward.
each other forever and a day?
Dressage score is 34.3.
Whee! Yes, she was a bit disappointed with the dressage. She broke. Oh, you were there, weren't you?
Did she get the dressage?
34.3. She broke in one of the...
Did she get that fence? No, it's fine.
What are those things? Those canter, serpentine, loopy things. What do you call them, Ems?
The serpentine.
Serpent.
Good boy.
I think we're finished.
Here's the whistle.
Woohoo! Stop. Nice patch for the pen.
So that's it. I hope you've enjoyed this vlog. If you have, give me a like, subscribe to my channel, share it far and wide. Please leave me comments. I love the comments. I really love all your comments. And yeah, I hope you've enjoyed it. Bye.